We're on top of breaking news out of Emerald Hills, where this driver's attempt to flee a crash were met by a determined neighbor who refused to let him leave. Good evening. I'm Kimberly Hunt.
And I'm Steve Atkinson. This happened just before 9 o'clock tonight in the 5000 block of Roswell Street. And that's where we find 10 News reporter Dan Haggerty live with why neighbors say this type of crash has happened before. Dan.
Yeah, that's right. The driver left the road, crashed through this red fence, just missed the cars. Then, after all of it, the driver tried to pull away, but the neighbors have actually heard crashes like this before. They said it's happened before.
My reaction was not again, because this is not the first time this has happened.
Deborah Dorn tells me this is almost a familiar sight. It's the third time it's happened. Her red fence is splintered after a driver left the street near her home in Emerald Hills.
They took the fence, they took my lemon tree, and that's all she wrote.
The man in cuffs was driving this white van and drinking this case of beer while he did it. Neighbor Wayman Bradshaw watched through his window.
His driver's headlights were right in my face.
Then kept watching while they tried to get away, slowly pulling out of the rubble. So there were two guys in the car,
There was two guys in
and
the
one of
car.
them took off. So what'd you do with the driver?
I held the driver against the fence, and I asked Debbie to call the police.
He tried to get away, but he didn't. We had our big buff bodyguard over here next door, across from us, that helped him, pinned him to the fence.
Police are still looking for the passenger while this man heads to jail. Deborah considers getting a stronger fence. And Deborah says even though this has happened twice before, of course she was shocked that it happened a third time. And typically on a nicer night, they have chairs that sit right outside here and they'll sit out here. She says from now on they might look for another spot. Reporting live, I'm Dan Haggerty, 10 News.